Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but podcasts are so delightful.
You're really going to start the show like this? Jesus
With
Christ.
that reaction, I'm going to.
Yeah, perfect.
Welcome to a special episode of Bored and Annoyed. This week we're going to be discussing, or this episode we're going to be discussing movies that are coming out in December and our most anticipated, least anticipated, and some, predictions on them.
And if you like that intro and you're listening on iTunes, rate us, please. Rate Alex's intro.
Yeah, that was bad. I have a bit of a Bing Crosby, but I also have a bit of a performance anxiety.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so welcome to Bored and Annoyed. I am home at the movies.
And I'm Jackson.
And this is December Preview. Bored and Annoyed. So first we're going to go into our least anticipated. So what are your most least... Why don't you tell me one and then I'll just tell you one of mine.
So something that I think is going to be something I don't like. The house that Jack built. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of it. I haven't seen the preview for it. It's got a 61% or something like that.
So it's from Lars von Trier, which people like him.
Nymphomaniac,
Yeah,
I believe?
Antichrist or whatever was another one. Just makes fucking disgusting, weird shit. And I probably catch some hell for this, but I'm not a huge fan of his.
Okay.
Surprisingly, because I like weird, disgusting shit.
Right.
But I think he just does it for the sake of being gross, I guess. But this one apparently, he's in trouble with the MPAA because he screened a non-rated version of the movie without their permission. So there's possibly going to be sanctions against him for this.
Oh, boy.
So a bunch of people saw the not rated one. And I think that's the one they screened at Cannes or whatever the fuck you say it.
Cannes.
Yeah, see, that's not how I've ever heard it said.
I'm not saying that. That's not right. That's not right.
But apparently people left because it was so fucked up. It's about a serial killer and a killing spree. And I'm sure it's just fucking... But it's Matt Dillon, who I like.
Right.
But, I have a feeling I won't like that much, but I'd still like to see it.
Okay.
How about you?
So, you might not like me for this one, but Mary, Queen of the Scots.
Mary, Queen of the Scots. That's from who directed that?
I can't remember.
Okay.
But... It's got Margot Robbie.
Yes.
And it's got the girl from Lady Bird. I forget her name. It's Sario Ronan Sarionsinson.
It looks like a lot went into it.
Yeah. The problem with this movie is that there's a more fun version of this, or at least something that looks akin to this, that's coming out later.
Okay.
Which is The Favorite.
Yeah,
with Emma Stone.
So the two were confusing me.
Yeah.
The Favorite is from the Sacred Life of, or the Lobster and
yes.
The Sacred Deer, Killing of the Sacred Deer.
Right. Yeah. And that just looks better.
Looks kind of funny.
It's Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz.
Yep.
And it's got some funny bits in it, like when the Queen is like, "Look at me, how dare you look away?" Like she that's a funny little bit. It's a better looking movie. This one looks like both characters, like both women in this, because this is like the Queen of England and the Queen of Scotland, and they're like in a fight, and they're cousins or whatever. And they just both seem really unlikable. And I'm just
maybe that's the idea, though.
It probably is the idea.
Yeah.
But I'm just not... It just doesn't look that great.
I don't know. I think it looks okay. I don't know if it's going to be my cup of tea, necessarily.
Right. I'm sure it's probably going to be a fine movie.
Yes.
But as far as, we're going to be seeing all of these movies. That's just how it's going to go.
Yeah,
and
that's our lives.
It's one of the ones I'm least excited for.
Okay.
So. What about you? What else?
All right, I got one for you.
Okay.
Bad. We're talking bad still, right? Bumblebee.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I know there's people that have hope for this, but every time I see a trailer, I'm just not. I'm not psyched. I feel like I'm a Transformers guy.
Right.
I like the Transformers. I should be excited. Although maybe this is like a, my subconscious like giving me low expectations, so it's better than I thought.
I think it's going to exceed your expectations.
Okay.
I think that's basically because I've recently sort of looked up the director who's done this.
Sure.
And I believe he's one of the guys from that Leica animation studio.
Okay.
Like the ones behind like Kubo and the Two Strings.
Haven't seen that. I need to see that.
It's a great movie. So if it is that guy, if I'm not mistaken, my expectations have actually jumped quite a bit to the point where I'm like, this might be a surprisingly good movie.
Okay.
But
it's a new Transformers without Michael Bay, so that's kind of exciting.
But you might be right, because the trailers, up until the most recent one, I have not been impressed at all.
Right. Well, and we saw that clip that looked horrible before the Transformers animated movie. By the way, if you want to hear what we think about the 1986 Transformers animated movie, that was on an old show, so check that out.
Yeah, check that out. We had a special guest on that one.
Right.
So one of the other ones that I am really, I don't even know if we're going to see this one, but I'm going to throw it on here. Second Act with Jennifer Lopez.
No, I will not be seeing that. Well, it was funny because I looked at the list today and I'm like, holy shit, like we're going to be seeing a lot of movies this month because there's a few that look really good.
Yes.
You know, that one's not on my list. I actually walked by the poster. Maybe we should see it.
Why not? Why not?
Because it looks terrible.
It does look terrible.
Why.
It's a Jennifer Lopez comedy where she's a businesswoman. And I love the poster, by the way, because she's kind of got this like, playful smile as she looks to somebody just left of the center of the camera.
Okay.
And she's wearing her like, business casual attire with her giant handbag. And then the city is below her, outside the window.
Outside the
window,
I saw that poster.
It's almost like the city is below her, like it's beneath her. Oh, yeah.
Well, it is.
It is.
Now, what? Do you know anything about this? Like, what's the plot?
Nope,
no,
I don't need to.
Neither do I.
I know I have seen a preview.
Okay.
It showed up on TV. I just spaced out because Jennifer Lopez comedy.
She's coming back.
I don't think she has much for comedic timing, so
I don't know if I've ever really thought she was great.
So her
best movie was The Cell. You remember that one?
I do remember that one. That one had some good imagery.
Right.
But do you have any more that you're not excited for, or what?
It's funny because I put it on my bad list, even though I'm kind of excited to see it, is that Mortal Engines.
Right.
Just because I'm curious, but I think it'll probably be bad.
That's on my list too, so we'll just both discuss it. That was my next one. Peter Jackson, great director, but
he's producing this, though. He's not directing this.
Really?
No. Oh. I was under the impression he directed it as well.
Okay.
I don't even know who the director is, to be honest.
Okay, now
but I just discovered this recently. And it could be one of those cases where, like, Steven Spielberg for, what was the old haunted house movie that Tobe Hooper did? The Poltergeist.
Okay.
Like, people say Steven Spielberg actually directed that movie. He's just listed as a producer, and it feels like a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yes.
So who knows? But
you're right. You're right. Now my expectations are even lower.
Yeah, it looks like a Wachowski brothers movie.
It does.
It's got what's his name in it, Hugo. So it feels like one.
Yep. And it's got no-name actors outside of Hugo.
And excuse me, not the Wachowski brothers, the Wachowski siblings? No,
siblings?
Sisters.
Oh, that's right. They both did the thing, so.
It's the time we're living in.
That's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Who am I to judge? But, it does. The dialogue is terrible, I feel. I feel like that's the biggest problem with it, is it looks cookie-cutter as fuck. The imagery is pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like a John Carter ripoff to me. Because John Carter had the Walking City.
Yeah,
but that's just
you're not entirely. It reminds me of like Metropolis too.
Kind of, yeah.
Sure. The giant cities. Right. But it's also steampunk, and
yes,
I have an affinity for that.
Okay.
So, but I mean, you're right. It looks pretty bad.
It does.
I would throw one on here, but I don't even think we're going to see this. Backtrace with Sylvester Stallone.
I don't know. I haven't heard of this.
It's him and Matthew Modine, and they kidnap Matthew Modine, who's like some government guy.
Okay.
And they're trying to find out something.
Matthew Modine as a government guy?
Yeah, no
That's
way.
a new concept.
No way. And Stallone is part of like a crew of like cops or something who are trying to figure out he knows something, and so they're like doing stuff inside his brain, unlocking information. It looks stupid. And the cinematography looks awful. I'm going to get to the real thing that's going to piss you off right before we go into the most anticipated.
Okay, what's the...
Well, do you have one more
Well,
least
I have
anticipated?
one that I'm indifferent about, that I
Okay.
don't think's going to be bad. I just don't know if it's my cup of tea, and that's Mary Poppins.
You're right. I'm very indifferent. There were actually quite a few movies I was kind of indifferent about. Like
Right.
Bumblebee, I'm kind of indifferent about.
Which is shocking, because that's a Transformers movie. You should be...
Once I heard that it was like one of these Leica directors, I was like, maybe it's
Okay.
good. It bumped it up. But yeah, Mary Poppins.
It does look good. It's just, I'm not like a Mary Poppins guy.
It looks-
I don't remember like watching a lot of Mary Poppins when I was a
No.
kid. It like wasn't one of those movies that I had to keep watching over and over again, you know?
Right. You're not wrong. I mean, it looks fine.
I do like Emily Blunt though.
Yeah, she's great.
And I like the guy who plays Q in the Bond movies.
Yeah.
And he plays Paddington's voice.
Yeah,
Ben
he's great.
Whishaw or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's talking about the Wachowskis. He was in their Cloud Atlas movie.
Yes,
So
he was.
yeah, he's a good actor. I actually quite like him. But yeah, it doesn't look
Watch
that
though, it'll be
great.
great.
It
The buzz is that it's great.
It probably will be.
Yeah.
I am getting a little like classic Disney'd out, if I
Okay.
can be honest.
Sure.
I mean, we've got too many of these live action ones coming, and we'll discuss that in our episode for this week. But you know, my last one for least anticipated, and it's not me saying that this is going to be a bad movie. I'm just saying it's a movie that I am not particularly excited to see.
Okay.
The Mule.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I knew it would get you.
Yeah, well, okay.
No. Just
I'll let you.
give me
Let
the
me
fire
hear
of
you
yours.
drone on about how this is going to be bad.
I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm saying I already know what this movie is.
Sure.
Because I've seen a Clint Eastwood movie before. And I've seen Clint Eastwood do old man Clint Eastwood before.
Okay,
And
sure.
so in that regard, I'm just like, I already know what this is. It's going to be good or whatever, but I'm just not excited for it.
Oh,
I have no excitement for this, even though the trailer is actually quite decent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You've seen old man Clint Eastwood, but he's a fucking drug mule.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's different.
I guess
He's not I mean, his character's going to be similar, sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it looks fucking amazing.
I mean, it's going to have good performances. It's going to have good
It's going to be
cinematography.
directed perfectly.
It's going to be fine. Perfectly. I mean, what
this
was that?
isn't his throwaway, let's get real army people to play the cast on the train movie.
Or what was that other one?
He did a Jersey Boys too that I heard wasn't very good. I didn't
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
what I heard too.
Yeah.
There was one. God, what was the one? The flight one with the guy and the landing in the Hudson.
Oh, that wasn't.
I thought that was.
yeah, that was good though.
It was fine,
But that wasn't like this style of movie.
I suppose.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
like
I'm
this
not-
This one more brings up when I get excited about this. I'm thinking like Unforgiven, $1 Million Baby, Gran Torino, and which one of those is bad?
None of them are bad.
Okay, they're all like
But what I'm
Oscar-worthy.
But what
Best
I'm saying is,
Picture
I'm
pop-
just not excited for it.
Hey, folks, this is where I can't put my stamp of approval on Alex here. That was on my good list,
Yeah, that's fine.
so we can work right into that.
yeah,
That-
let's go to
that's-
most anticipated.
That's been my most anticipated now for a couple months.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For December or just in general for like the winter season?
Period. The first time I saw the trailer, I was like, just like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this. It's got Bradley Cooper,
How
Lawrence
much of this
Fishburne.
But how much of this is the Clint Eastwood mystique of like, ooh, he's made some great movies.
It's
Could
the
this
fact-
be great? Or is the trailer really that
the trailer's
good?
pretty fucking good.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, no, it's a Clint Eastwood directed Clint Eastwood movie as old guy.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
mean, I would say that in the last 15 years, like a couple of those movies. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the American Sniper one. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, Million Dollar Baby, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino is fantastic.
I think Unforgiven is the best Western ever.
I don't think I've seen Unforgiven.
Oh, Jesus.
So
I mean, you know, it was, it's got, you have to see it.
Yeah.
It's Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman are the good guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Gene Hackman plays like one of the best villains ever. He won an Oscar for it, actually.
Oh, you know what's really funny is I actually started this.
Oh, God.
I started it at home, and then I started doing something, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I have to come back to it. But yeah, I mean, my big, like I said, my big thing is just that it's a Clint Eastwood joint doing a Clint Eastwood thing, the thing that he's been doing forever and ever and ever. And even though it will be good and it will get a lot of attention, I'm just a little bored of the same old from Clint Eastwood.
How many Marvel movies are you excited for next year? They're all the same shit.
We're hold on. We're going to get into that because we're going to get into that in our special episode or our regular episode,
Yes.
whatever. Because I'm not feeling everything.
Me neither.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. It's just a matter of like, at least those give me good bombastic special effects. It hits me in the special spot. But we'll go on to our more anticipated movies.
Well, since you, one that I'm excited for that I feel like people aren't talking about is that Welcome to Marwen from Robert Zemeckis with Steve Carell. I'm really excited for that.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, I love him.
I mean,
big fan.
I mean,
big fan.
Forrest Gump. I mean, come on.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, I mean, get out of here.
Castaway.
And not only that, but it's Steve Carell, and all of the women in it are actually pretty damn good actresses as well.
I would agree.
So, and I love the concept of it, of like this guy with PTSD, and I think he might be gay. I think that is the thing.
I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong.
I
thought he had I thought there's I'm assuming there's going to be a love story between him and the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, and I had thought so too.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But then somebody told me that like the character he's based, or like the guy, because it's based on real events, that the guy was actually gay.
I suppose it makes sense. He's, you know, that could be why they beat his ass or whatever the fuck happens to him.
Well, because I never made that connection until somebody told me that, and then I watched the most recent trailer. And I was like, oh.
Now I'm going to feel stupid when I see the movie. Yeah.
I mean,
but it looks really good.
It looks really well, and they're not hammering that home either.
Right.
It's just something bad happened to him. He's damaged. But yeah, it looks great.
Any other good ones for you?
I mean, coming up, I would never have thought that this was going to be the case, but Aquaman.
Yeah, I didn't even put it on my list. I should have.
Most anticipated? I mean, I've got quite a few most anticipated. This looks great.
It looks good. I'm not going to say it looks great.
The latest trailer, and I'm actually making a video on this for YouTube, but the latest trailer has some of the best music I've ever seen. Like, got me so pumped for this movie. I am completely and 100% turned around on this movie. I think this movie is going to kick ass.
All right. Well, let's hope you're right.
So
let's hope you're right. The only other two I have here, or three, I have Vice.
Yes.
Which looks really good.
It looks great.
That's the one with Christian Bale playing Cheney.
Yeah.
And who else is in it? You got Steve Carell's Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah, God.
Sam Rockwell's playing Bush.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, it looks good.
Sam Rockwell is just so underappreciated.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah, he's one of the best, I think. And then there is Destroyer with Nicole Kidman, which looks pretty fucking badass.
I haven't seen the trailer for that.
Apparently, she's instant front runner to win an Oscar.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, she transformed herself for the movie. I mean, it looks fucking crazy.
Okay.
She's like some sort of undercover agent or something, has a kid. I don't know. It looks fucked up and crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. And then the only other one I have to talk about, we already brought up Peter Jackson. He's got this They Shall Not Grow Old documentary screening this month. And basically he took old World War I footage, like 100-year-old footage, and he cleaned it up so that it looks like it was filmed like 20 years ago. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Right.
Because when you picture World War I footage, it's always that like Charlie Chaplin style.
Yep.
Like they don't look like real people. They look like fucking, you know, it's bizarre. But if you go to look at this trailer, I mean, you're watching it and you're like, no fucking way. And he like brought in, because they didn't have audio.
Yeah.
So he brought in like actors and professional lip sync people to like read their lips and like, record audio and shit.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, apparently the idea is that they've never really gotten the props they deserve. The people who fought in World War I. I mean, we're always focusing on World War II.
Right.
Because that's what we can see the most of.
Right.
You know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I'm sure he did it, I'm sure he just knocked it out of the park as far as production and everything is concerned.
So basically, it's kind of like he went back, and it's kind of like maybe taking a video that was maybe released in like the early 2000s on the internet, 144 pixels.
Exactly like that.
1080. Brought it up to 1080.
Exactly, yeah. Apparently it's crazy. I forget how many frames they say, because I watched an interview with him about it, and basically they've got computer programs now where you feed it the film, and it will read the film, even old shit like that, and it just adds frames.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, yeah, so instead of like, the stop motion looking, like
I don't know what I just reminded myself of, but oh, wow. It's something, I don't know.
No,
that sounds awesome.
I wonder, I mean, I don't know his deal as far as what his passion is for this, but I read that it was good. It aired on like the BBC in Europe or something. Okay. So it's supposed to be really good. But cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That's it. That's my list.
Okay. I've got a couple more on mine. Like you mentioned Vice, and we already talked about Welcome to Morrowind. The other one, I've got two more. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Of course.
It looks great.
It does.
And apparently it is great.
They screened it for people on Saturday night, and the buzz was really good, everything I saw.
It's got like 100% with like 30-some reviews or something at this point. So it's like, it's maybe going to be great.
I would assume it's great. Yeah. It looks great.
I'm pumped for that. And I think this will be nice because maybe eventually we could get a live-action Miles Morales movie.
Okay.
Not saying I want Peter Parker dead.
Get him a little more in the public lexicon or whatever, yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing that's nice about it is like, Tom Holland isn't going to play Spider-Man forever.
So you have a way to work in a new Spider-Man and continue the series without...
Yes. And sure. I've always been a fan of like, wouldn't it just break your fucking heart to spend like, I don't know, let's say 6 or 8 movies with Tom Holland Spider-Man, including like Avengers movies. And
sure.
Stuff. And then he dies. And he's, maybe he's a
Well, he already died, Alex.
He did? Yeah? Oh,
he's dead.
shit.
They were doing it next movie, Miles Morales. That's the post-credit scene of this one. You didn't hear?
Right.
He walks through a portal, and he's played by Will Smith.
Donald Glover.
No, we're going Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith pops out. He's aged tremendously. And he is playing Spider-Man moving forward.
Oh, man. Instead of Uncle Ben, he's got Uncle Phil.
Right. Yes. Perfect.
Perfect. My last one, and this is one that's getting like no attention, but it looks pretty damn good. It's Stan and Ollie, which is Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly are playing it like an old...
that fucker's in like everything right now.
They're playing like this old school sort of like a slapstick comedic duo.
Okay.
And they were big at one time, and now they're trying to be big again. And they have character drama, and it looks like it's going to just be heartwarming as hell.
Okay.
And
I like John C. Reilly. He's
and
killing it lately, man. Jesus.
Yeah. And Steve Coogan is great. He was the director in Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
He was also, what is it, Alan Partridge? I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't know, but I know who he is.
Okay. He's a funny actor. He's
right.
quite funny.
I would agree.
So, yeah, those are my most anticipated. Do you have, like, as far as, like, predictions, what do you think's going to be, like... what do you think's going to be the best movie in December?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can go with Mule?
Okay, what are we basing this on?
Your personal opinion.
My personal opinion?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck Rotten
All right,
Tomatoes.
I'm going to go with the Mule, yeah.
Okay.
Or Destroyer.
Okay.
I mean, or Marwin. I don't know. They all could be. Because what's funny is, like, Marwin, I feel like Zemeckis knows how to just make, like, a good movie.
Right.
That everyone likes.
Yeah.
Like a standard movie. Whereas the other ones are going to be a little more artsy and weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know, but I guess I'd go with the mule.
Okay.
Just because I love that old bastard acting like a crotchety old fuck.
I think I think the mule might get the most attention, but I think probably for my buck, it's probably either going to be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Morrowind.
I think Vice is going to get the most attention.
Actually,
just
you're
because
right.
it's going to set everything on fire.
It's political. It's political. Yeah, you're right.
Which I'm interested to see how they do that, because I like the idea that, like, okay, clearly they're going to make them look bad, right?
Yeah, yep.
But they also kind of make it look like he's a badass in the trailer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which I think could be kind of interesting, whereas W was kind of just like, I'm thinking of Oliver Stone's movie, where it's just like, come on, this is all... Like, he was still in office when they made it.
I actually didn't mind that movie.
It's not very good, though. He's just you can see through what he's doing
what
at
I
all times.
what I liked about that, and this is an aside, but what I liked about W was that I feel like it actually, now sure, it made him look like a big dummy.
Sure, but it kind of made you understand. Yeah,
it made you understand him. It humanized him to the point where I was strongly against Bush at the time, and then I sort of turned around and was like, all right, I get it. I get you. You went through some shit. I'm not saying I agree with all your policy, but I see you as a human being.
Yeah, but
now.
you had like Thandie Newton like looking like she was sucking on a lemon as Condoleezza Rice in the movie. I mean, it was just cartoonish.
No, there was some shit in there. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I love James Brolin as W though.
Yeah,
I thought he did a good performance.
And what's his name as rest in peace, George H.W. Bush, James Cromwell. He was good.
He was great. I loved their dynamic in that movie. But this isn't a review episode. As far as, okay, so what do you, well, we already sort of covered it, like, most popular with Rotten Tomatoes. You're saying it's probably going to be like
I'm going to say it's the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, really?
Head start. It's got a head start. 100% at 30 reviews. I'm going to say it's 98 or above.
Wow.
And I feel like Clint has kind of irritated people with his politics. I feel like that might hurt his reviews a little bit.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Because people can't detach. And see, I don't even think about the politics thing with him.
Well, I mean, I feel like he's Clint. He can do whatever the fuck he wants at this point. He's like Hollywood royalty. You know?
I don't want the listeners, because I actually care what they think.
No.
I don't want people to think that I'm like not excited for the movie because of his politics. It's just I'm a little tired of the same old.
I don't think that.
What do you think is going to be the worst movie of December?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Probably, I mean, are we counting shit like that fucking Sylvester Stallone movie?
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
I think that'll be, I agree. I think that'll be the worst.
I'm sure there's shit that comes out that we're never even fucking going to hear of.
Right, but I feel like we should probably just ignore those things because most people are also going to ignore those things. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think it's probably that too.
Right.
Either that or the Jennifer Lopez one.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, there's probably people who like that kind of movie who will like that, whereas I feel like the action fans or whatever the fuck are going to see Sylvester Stallone's movie are going to be like, that was a piece of shit.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. They'll probably both be bad.
Right.
They'll duke it out. Sly versus Lopez.
But yeah, anything else?
That's it.
Well, let us know what you think.
Yeah, I would love to know what everybody else is excited for.
Right. Tweet me or, where I post this, or hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what you think looks like shit.
Yeah. Quite a few things that look good this month, though. But that's been our special episode. Really short. It's cool. Maybe I cut an entire conversation out of it. Maybe I didn't.
Hey, perfect. Just cut half of it.
Yeah.
The part that makes me look bad. Just cut me out.
Oh, man. I have had temptations to do that.
Oh, of course.
And you've seen not that particularly, but just tweak things that you've said so that it sounds worse or sounds better. You've seen my YouTube poop. You know what I can do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Don't do that.
But that's the end of the episode. Now go and listen to our regular episode for this week, if it's out now. If it isn't, patience. But thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.